How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the San Jose Sharks franchise mode, episode number 28, headed into year number 8, the 2029-30 regular season. In the last one, we made a big draft day deal as we acquired the expiring captain of the Detroit Red Wings, Dylan Larkin, in a deal that sees him replace essentially Pavel Buchnevich, who was on an expiring deal, wanted to move on and get paid. No hard feelings, he moved on. Dylan Larkin, who's on an expiring contract, joins our team to give us that top 6 production. We move out some prospects that weren't growing. We give Detroit a good return for an expiring piece. We don't move young players with low overalls and high value in a cheese trade to get promising players with high potential and high overalls. We get a fair trade in Dylan Larkin, who will come to our team coming off of a very good season last year. Back-to-back 80-plus point seasons. He had 85 last year. He is looking to be the 1-2 punch here in San Jose with Connor Bedard as our second-line center. At the moment, our top 6, we're moving into the future now without Jonathan Drouin, without Pavel Buchnevich. 4 of our top 6 remains the same, but Samu Ranta will join the top 6, Dylan Larkin joining. On the third line, we have a lot of youth right here. Justin Carcillo, who we actually also acquired from Detroit, not this past offseason, but the year prior. He's a first-round pick in 2027. He was 20th overall, spent last year in the AHL, and he's ready to go in the NHL. And on the right, we have Kari Mikkola, who is a 5th-round pick, 146th overall in 2026. He has 4-star shooting. He's an 82 overall with low elite potential, and they're centered by one of the elder statesmen on this team, Cody Glass. Fourth line at the moment, it's going to change absolutely. It's Tanguay, Cunnin, and Lind. Cole Lind, he's way too good for this fourth line. He's either going to find his spot back on the third line, or he's going to get traded, honestly. Luke Cunnin, fourth line center, makes sense. Larry Tanguay, we're also probably going to be trading him while he still has value. Expiring deal. He's going to be a UFA next season, I believe. Would make sense to move on from him. Defense, we have Quinn Hughes coming off of back-to-back Norris Trophy victories, paired with Boris the Latvian Leviathan Kalinin on that top pair. Second pair is going to be Rodin and Kiviharju to start the year, and Kniazev and Pickering is our pair for the moment, but as we'll see in just a second when we get to the comments, we got to find some space for Ricky Brain, the medium elite defenseman who we drafted in the second round back in 2026. So likely Kniazev and Pickering swapping between 6th and 7th D. Our goaltending for this season is Torsten Hornquist, who will be in his sophomore season, the 87 overall with high elite potential. Also an expiring deal, so it's going to be tough. We got him 1 year, 3.5. We'll see if we can keep him longer term. But Don Habschied is probably our guy between the pipes. Moving into the further future, he has those X factors, 21 years of age, medium elite, 83 overall, and 2 more years, 1 year after this one, on an ELC before we can sign another deal after that. So things are looking good here in San Jose, headed into 2029-30. We've been eliminated in the Western Conference Final in back-to-back years as well. We've gone to the Western Conference Final or further for the last 4 consecutive years, so we definitely have a status to maintain here in San Jose. And that's a culture that is now moving into the hands of the rookies who have become the veterans now. Connor Bedard, 24 years of age. Chaz Lucius, 26 years of age. Lucius, by the way, coming off of a Hart and Art Ross Trophy victory last season. 45 goals, 116 points. What a season it was for him. That earned him some X factors. He now has the Schneip zone ability, and I added the third eye for peripheral passing as he had the 70-plus assists. Speaking of X factors, I also added some to Quinn Hughes. He has 99 passing, 99 deking, back-to-back Norris trophies, over 70 assists as well last season. I turned his tape-to-tape superstar ability into a zone ability, and also added the puck on a string for his stick handling. I believe those are the 2 changes that I made. So 2 players who got 2 X factors added to them. As we are now headed towards the final few seasons here with the Sharks, this episode will be the entirety of 2029-30, so I'll try to get through it a bit more quickly, less slow sims, doing a lot of stuff off screen with the scouting. Let's dive into the comments here to get things started, but I don't want to spend too much time. As always, lots of time dedicated down in the comments section and on the Discord server. Unfortunately, can't always highlight all of them, but I do very much appreciate all of the involvement in this series, as it wouldn't be the same without the assistant general managers making it what it is. Walter commented shortly after the video was uploaded, and my workday just got derailed. I like that you let Buchnevich go and love the Larkin pickup. I think that's a great injection for the new season, even if it is a band-aid. As for lineups, biggest thing would be to try and maximize Bedard and Lucius. If possible, the +5 should be the goal. Those two performing have been a large reason for the regular season success. Now they don't have Buchnevich anymore. We're going to try that with Eklund. Only gives them a +2 as opposed to a +5, though. I do agree that Cole Lind can't play on the fourth line. He's just too good and is taking up the spot of a younger guy who could possibly grow. Seems like trade bait. Speaking of young guys, I think you have to play Ricky Brain in the top pairing. Reese and Haikila, two unsigned prospects, are also probably good enough to play in the AHL now. Thank you for those thoughts, Walter. As I said, William Eklund is going to get a shot on the first line. I would like to try Ranta on the top line, but it wouldn't change the chemistry. And at the same time, as Zach says in this comment, I'd put Eklund on the first line with Bedard and Lucius as they're both finishers and need someone to make plays for them. Ranta seems like more of a finisher, so put him on the right wing, or in this case left wing actually, because he's a right-handed shooter, for Hertl and Larkin, because Larkin's a playmaker, so having Ranta to finish is good. In the earlier part of that comment, Zach also adding, I agree Lind is too low in the lineup, but it's good to have that depth. Maybe could try to trade him and get around an 82 to 83 overall player, plus some draft picks. And Ricky Brain needs to crack the lineup for sure to get him growing. Thank you for those thoughts, Zach. So with those thoughts in mind, we will start the season with a lineup looking like this. Speaking of the lineup, Ed comments his thoughts on the lineup. Ranta, Bedard, Lucius, Eklund, Larkin, Lind, Hertl, Glass, Mikola, Carcillo, Cunnin with Semenov or Riley. Semenov and Riley currently in the AHL, but we will give them a chance in the preseason. I know that Hertl's X factors give you positive chemistry, but he's close to retirement, and Mikola looks as a potential top 6 player without X factors. Cole Lind, he's always been in the bottom 6. Give him a chance in the top 6. Tanguay also should go. He's been stuck in his progression, but maybe another team can kind of revitalize his career, and it's a chance to get another prospect instead in the system. Kniazev and Pickering earn too much for their role right now. They both make over $2 million each. Think about your third pair, which costs $4.3 million. But next season, we can replace both of them with prospects. Give a chance to Brain on the third pair. So yes, we will keep the third pair in terms of personnel. Kniazev, Pickering, Brain, those three guys are 5, 6, 7. We're not going to trade anybody away. Kniazev and Pickering are both on expiring deals, so no need to make a move. I've been very, very, even extremely content with Pickering and Kniazev as our third pair, but we got to get Ricky Brain some ice time here. 22 years of age, medium elite potential. He played top pair in the AHL last season. We got to get this guy into the NHL. If he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it, but you got to give him a chance. I will say there was a lot of love for Ricky Brain in the comments, and I do have high hopes, but just from a purely franchise mode perspective, I can't say I'm expecting a ton. 2-star puck skills and then 2.5-star shooting, skating, and physical. The 90 offensive awareness gives a big boost to the overall at 4-star senses, and 4-star defense is great with the 91 defensive awareness. Great hockey IQ. Offensive and defensive awareness both very high. 83 shot blocking, 83 stick checking, 2.5-star physical as a 6'4" defenseman. I don't know if he's going to simulate super well. By the way, he's number 87. Just noticed that. How about that? So Ricky Brain, he's going to get his opportunity, but I can't say that I think he's necessarily going to be a big top 4 guy. Maybe, as some comments were saying, he could even replace Mats Rodin someday. That would be great in-house replacement, but we'll see what kind of numbers his simulation has in store for us. I'll close it out by just reading a couple of excerpts from Cheating Heels comment. Love the usual book, always so rich with information and suggestions. Cheating Heel says, I don't think putting Lind and or Tanguay on the fourth line makes sense. But then again, if we are to lose Larkin and or Hertl next year, it also doesn't make a lot of sense to trade them and then have to find similar players next year to cover the openings. In my opinion, we pretty much need to make a commitment to them right now. We either tell Lind and Tanguay that they might need to play on the fourth line this season, but guarantee them that they'll have top 9 minutes next year, or if we can't commit to that, we have to let them go. Now, the good news is, in terms of growth, Mikola, I think he has to be a third liner. He's listed as a third line scoring forward. Justin Carcillo, although we're going to give him enough ice time, special teams, he has great shooting, 4.5-star shooting, all that. He is, in fact, listed as a depth forward. So it would not be a hindrance to him to place him on the fourth line and then get Cole Lind as an 86 overall. There's a lot of value in that up on the third line where he's been the last few years. Listed as a second line forward even, 88 defensive awareness, 4-star defense, 5-star physical. We're getting big. We're getting big in this bottom six. Mikola, 6'5". Cole Lind, 5-star physical. Carcillo, as a power forward himself. I love this size, but I gotta think about the team as a whole. Yes, I'd love Carcillo to get the extra ice time, but keeping him as a depth forward for this season wouldn't be horrible. If we were to need to tell Cole Lind, okay, look, you're signed on for 2 more years. Fourth line, I know you don't want to be there, but you get first unit penalty kill, maybe second unit power play. Let's try and boost up the ice time. I could see it being a stretch, but possibly working, especially that we guarantee him top 9 next year. Larry Tongue, I don't think it makes sense for him. We tried to get him going last season, and we did. He scored almost 20 goals. He had a third-line role, 34 points in 82 games. The second half of last season, he was great, but there's just no room for him with Carcillo and Mikola growing as they did out of nowhere. Remove Carcillo and Mikola, the third line could be Tongue, Glass, and Lind. But those 2 players came out of nowhere, and we have to see what happens in the preseason at the very least. We're not trading away Lind or Tongue right now. No one's moving yet. Everyone's going to have their chance, their day in court in the preseason. But those are my thoughts as of now. So with all that being said, we're ready to simulate up to the beginning of the preseason. As always, I'll do it on my own and then bring you back to show you the results. Pretty much just going to be experimenting with the bottom 6. The top 6 will not change. As great as it would be to get Cole Lind in the top 6 and move down Hurdle, it's not just the X factors for chemistry. I think it's also the fact that he's a very serviceable player. Tomas Hurdle last year, was it a career high? It was almost a career high. He had 31 goals and 73 points as a 35-year-old, his second highest goal-scoring season of his career. So I want to keep that offense in the top 6 for right now. He does have top 9 potential and it'll drop, but for now I'm going to try to keep him there. So the bottom 6 will experiment with these 6 players as well as Tyler Madden. And we'll also dip into the AHL and give some opportunity to Semenov. I don't think Eugene Riley, actually, 77 overall. He's dropped from last season. He played 67 games, had 13 points. That was great, but 21 years of age, 77 overall. It's sad to say, but I don't think that anything's really going to end up happening with Eugene Riley. So I would look at him as trade bait, actually, while Semenov will be the player to get an audition. On defense, no one really ready to make the jump just yet. We know that we have other prospects that are ready in the near-ish future. But for the bottom 6, we have those 8 players to experiment with in the preseason, as well as those 3 defensemen, Brain, Pickering, and Kniazev, to all be experimented with in those 2 spots on the 3rd defensive pair. So bottom 6 and 3rd D pair will be what we experiment with. Nathan Drapeau, Ariel Roloff, 2 players that we signed for the AHL. Not going to make any of those trades. Get to the first preseason game. And here we are. So I'll take care of the preseason and then show you the results when it's all said and done. So after the preseason, we go 3-3-1. Now, the record doesn't really concern me, but the scoring does. Many of these games were low-scoring affairs where we didn't allow more than 1, 2, or 3 usually, but we weren't scoring really much more than 1, 2, or 3 ourselves. Through those 7 games, Quinn Hughes went point per game, but Connor Bedard, Willem Eklund, Chaz Lucius, our top line, went 6, 6, and 5. Connor Bedard with 4 goals, the only one with more than 1. Dylan Larkin on that second line, 4 points, 2 goals. Same for Ranta. Hurdle, 1 goal, 4 points. Larry Tongue, I bounced him between the 3rd and the 4th line. He ended with an average of 12 minutes per night about. 3 assists in 7 games for him. 2 goals from Cody Glass. The bottom 6 scoring, not really there. Boris Kleenan, 2 goals plus 9. Tyler Madden in 4 games had a goal. Semenov in 5 games also had a goal. Pickering in 4 games, 1 assist plus 1. Kiviharu, 1 assist, -6. Cole Lind, 2 games, -2. Cunnin, 3 games, -3. Kniazev, 3 games, no points, -2. Carcillo, all 7 games, no points, -2. Rodin, no points, -5. Ricky Brain, no points, -1. Mikola, no points, even plus minus through 7 games. A lot of zeros here. A lot of zeros. So the bottom 6, I wasn't very impressed with them at all, I do have to say. Goaltending, they definitely did their part and pulled their weight. Hornquist went 2-1-1 with a .917 save percentage, 2.42 against, and Habsheed went 1-2-0. Look at that. With a .923 save percentage, he went 1-2-0, not getting much support, and a 2.70 goals against average. So extremely small sample size, and take the preseason with a giant grain of salt. But suffice to say, we're still still not decided on what we're going to do. Mikola, Carcillo, I think they're locks for the lineup, but their position, I'm not sure where. No points for either of these guys through the entire preseason. Bit of a yikes for me. I think we're going to start the season with the lines looking like this. Maybe swapping out Cunnin for Madden. 3 games, -3 for Cunnin versus Madden, 4 games, 1 goal, and an even plus-minus. Tyler Madden, franchise mode legend here on the channel. Let's try this out. Semenov, Madden, Carcillo on the 4th. Tanguay, Glass, Mikola on the 3rd. Now, I'm going to have to give these guys a short leash, I do have to say, because Cole Lind, he's an 86 overall, ready to go. I'm not going to keep him as a healthy scratch all season. He's going to start the season as a healthy scratch so we can figure out who's playing where. But after that, after 5-10 games, he's going to have to make it into the lineup or get traded. We're not going to sit him there as a healthy scratch all season. So, we're still in experimenting mode. Same for defense. Ricky Brain, Kniazev, 3 games, -2 versus Pickering, who in 4 games had 1 assist and was a +1. Pickering, buddy, you're going to start the season. Ricky Brain playing on the 3rd pair with Owen Pickering. That'll be how we start. That 2nd pair, though, really ugly. Really ugly from Rodin and Kiviharu, so they have to pick it up here in the regular season. In the preseason, we have that wiggle room, but regular season time, we're not going to be able to play around too much. So, top 6, I need to see some scoring. Bottom 6, you got to pull your weight. I'm going to fix up the special teams in the NHL and the AHL, and then we'll get this season started. Alright, so lineups are set. Let's go ahead and get ready for the season opener in Minnesota at Xcel Energy Center to kick off the 2029-30 campaign. We are in search of a 4th consecutive President's Trophy, and it begins with a road trip to open up the season. At least 4 games on the road, maybe more. Here we are in Minnesota. No Buchnevich, no Drouin. Welcome some young pieces. Welcome Dylan Larkin. A 4-game road trip before we have our home opener against the Kraken. So let's go see the Wild, and then we'll sim up to the game against the Kraken. Opening up the season here in Minnesota. Sharks versus Wild. Let's do it. First period, 2-1 Wild. Connor Bedard opens up the season scoring with a goal on Jesper Wallstedt. Then Pius Patrick Kane-Suter ties it up, and then Kirill Kaprizov, of course, just a couple minutes after that, or 3 minutes after that, maybe 2.5 actually. 2-1 after 20. Second period, Samu Ranta on the power play. Ties it at 2. I thought there was no goals for a second, but there we go. Shots 21-18 in our favor, and that power play goal ties it up at 2, headed into the 3rd period. Thanks to Samu Ranta, looking for a big sophomore season. Radulov there on the Wild getting another one past Hornquist. Power play Sharks now 5-on-3, killed off by the Wild. Huge kill. We're leading the shots by quite a bit. And there's Dylan Larkin with his first as a Shark. First game as a Shark, first goal as a Shark. This game's tied at 3. Final minute, we're headed to overtime. Shots are 35-25 through regulation. I have been disgusted with the in-game simulation. I told myself I wasn't going to go in anymore in the regular season. But you know what? For the season opener, after a big-time goal from Dylan Larkin, let's head into overtime. Overtime here at the Xcel Energy Center in Minnesota. Great to start off the season with a point at the very least, but we'd love to get one more here in overtime. Bedard, Lucius, and Hughes out there to open it up. Back out, looking to Caswell to get it out. Hughes with a big hit, but Kaprizov gets through. Now there's a 2-on-1 chance for the Wild. Kaprizov, the saucer pass is broken up by Chad Lucius, the reigning Hart Trophy winner. Across to Hughes, big pad save rebound. Wallstedt will cover that one up. Larkin wins it back to clean in to Hurdle. Nice redirection. That's stopped by Wallstedt once more. Kalen Addison exiting Minnesota territory. Gets it up to Caswell. Caswell has some space, a lot of space. Nice save from Hornquist. Kaprizov puts it in front. Kaprizov, that's stopped by Hornquist. Gets it out to Hurdle. He gets trucked. Caswell has possession. He gets hit, but now it's Addison down low to Kaprizov. Nice save from Hornquist as Addison had a great opportunity himself. Decided to pass it. Now here's Dylan Larkin. It's a 2-on-2 rush with Hurdle. Larkin, nice windmill to Hurdle on net. Short angle save from Wallstedt, and that falls into his breadbasket as he hangs on. Glenn Eklund out there with Ricky Brain and Samu Ranta. Number 87, Ricky Brain. Here's Eklund, over to Ranta. Can't get through. That was a weird moment. Ranta now all alone, in tight. Scores! Samu Ranta! His 2nd of the night, and the Sharks win it in overtime. How about that for some smooth hands in tight? Stick handling in a phone booth. Getting it past Jesper Wallstedt, and the Sharks win it 4-3 the final. Samu Ranta with his 2nd of the night in tight. No poke check from Wallstedt. He just gets it over the pad, between the pad and the glove, and that'll be the game winner. Shots in that one ended 40-29, so glad we came away with the victory. 2 goals from Samu Ranta to start off his sophomore season. 29 goals from him last year as he got robbed out of the Calder Trophy. 3 more games on the road, then we'll open it up at home against the Kraken. Hurricanes, Rangers, and Blue Jackets. 5-1 loss on the road against the Hurricanes. Rangers, who are 1-1-0. We bounced back with a huge 6-1 win, but then a tight 2-1 loss. We're 2-2-0 after those 4 games to start off the season, and now we will host the Kraken, who are 1-3-0, at the Shark Tank to open it up here at home. The reigning President's Trophy winners. We're going to raise our banner up for the 3rd consecutive year to open up our season, and here we go. First period, 2-0 Sharks. Bedard and Mikola, great to see him getting on the board. Past Kakinen, who signs within the division. We'll be seeing a lot of Capo Kakinen, great. Shots 13-9 after 20. Second period, 3-0. Tomas Hertl on the power play. Shots 25-12 after 40. We're up 3-0. Ranked at 4-0 as Justin Carcillo may have just scored his first NHL goal as well. Great to see the bottom 6 getting in on it. Quinn Hughes makes it 5-0. Let's just wrap it there. 6-1 the final. Boquist breaks the shutout. Then Cody Glass adds one more with a minute to go. Shots end 37-22, and we get the 6-1 victory. Mikola a goal and an assist. Glass a goal and an assist. And Torsten Hornqvist gets the 21 save victory. All right, so now it's time to get a nice chunk of simulation done. Let's move into the month of November. Not looking for any game in particular. Maybe the Oilers. Let's just get a couple of weeks at the very least done. Let's see where we are by then. Scott Ratzlaff on waivers here. 2 years left at league minimum. 79 overall with medium starter potential. Wow. That'll be a great pickup. But number 1, goalies have no trade value. And number 2, we're already pretty stacked in our pipeline for goalies. So I'm going to unfortunately decline because we already have a lot of options. But that's a great possibility for any team needing a goaltender. Huge 6-0 victory. We shut out the Panthers, then get shut out 4-0 by the Stars, both at home. One more game at home, then we go back on the road. 5-2 victory to close it out against the Islanders. On the road, 6-1 victory against the Flames. This is what I want to be seeing. Yes, we lose sometimes, whatever. But I need to see the offense. I don't want these 2-1 losses. If we're going to allow 2 goals like we did against the Islanders, like we do against the Bruins, we got to be winning 3-2, 4-2, 5-2. Mild concussion here for Kari Mikola. He'll be out of the lineup. Luke Cunnin will draw in. He'll be out of the lineup, and now there's a perfect opportunity for Cole Lind to come back in. It's been 11 games. I said I didn't want to do more than 5 or 10. So you know what? It was actually pushing it around now. So great opportunity. It worked out. The stars aligned for Cole Lind to return to the lineup. Very good. How's the bottom 6 been doing? Just a quick check. Larry Tonge, 2 goals, 1 assist, -4. Not what I wanted. Cody Glass, same thing, only 4 points. 7 off 2 assists. Madden, 3 goals and an assist. Love it. And Justin Carcillo, 5 points. 2 goals and 3 assists. All right. Plus minus for Rodion Kiviharu, +4, +4. All right. I will save the rest of looking at things for when we get into 20-25 games or so, and we'll take another look. Now that Cole Lind is in the lineup, I'm going to give him power play unit number 2 and PK unit number 1. So give me a moment for that. That's taken care of. What I also want to do at the 11 game mark now is to take out Pickering and swap him with Kniazev. And then let's say after 22 games, we can do 11 games, and do a bit of a comparison as Kniazev will play with Ricky Brain. I think we'll also try swapping Tonge with Carcillo, who's been scoring quite well. And we'll go from there because then we're going to bring in maybe Luke Cunnin, and we're getting closer and closer to a Tonge, Riley, Lind type of deal of some sort. Back to the calendar. Let's pause to reset because you got to fix it. Go back. All right. 5-2 victory, 4-2 victory. Very nice. That's a 4-game winning streak now. Yeah. And that is 6 of our last 7. Very good. We're 8-3-0 in Edmonton to take on the 6-4-1 Oilers. They're a good rival of ours, so let's go in and see this game. Let's fly through it. Here we go. First period, 1-0. Justin Carcillo, there he is on that 3rd line. Very good. Second period, no scoring, being outshot 25-16. Wow. But we're hanging on to the 1-0 victory, 1-0 lead. Let's add to that and try to get the victory. Power play Sharks here, killed off. Power play Oilers, killed off. Back to 5-on-5. Shots are 31-22 for the Oilers with 5 minutes to go. It's a tight one late with the 1-0 lead. Very slim margin. Quinn Hughes adds another to make it 2-0 on the even strength, no less even. Yeah, against Stuart Skinner. Shots end 34-25, but we shut out the Oilers 2-0, and that's Torsten Hornqvist making the shutout. Justin Carcillo with the game-winning goal. How about that? Big 2-0 victory, and now let's keep on simulating. We'll face Vancouver, then quickly pause to just update the scouting reports. Looking for our 10th win of the season at home. Good year for rookies, says the amateur scout. Very good. Mikola fully healed, but let's hang on a second. The Canucks are 11-3-1. They beat us in overtime 4-3. We're 9-3-1, and we'll pause here just to update the scouting. All right, so the scouts have been sent out. Mikola's fully healthy. He'll come in on the fourth line now with Semenov and Madden because Carcillo on that third line seems to be doing okay with Glass and Lind. I think this officially ends the Larry Tanguay experiment. Luke Cunnin is going to be full-time 13th forward or whoever he replaces. Maybe Madden becomes full-time 13th forward. Regardless, I think we have our 13 guys. Larry Tanguay is the excess. 27th overall pick back in 2024. He was drafted as a 77 or a 78, and he never really got higher than that, 79. I don't think he even ever touched 80. Played 186 games for the Sharks, 36 goals, 64 points. Not horrible numbers, especially 34 points last season, but not really enough space for him. Never really found his spot. Didn't grow enough to fight for his spot. 8 points last season in the postseason, which was great. 5 goals, 9 points through 25 postseason games in his career. No Stanley Cup ring for him. He wasn't part of the squad back in 2027. I'm not sure when the trade will happen. It'll come up relatively soon. Just got to figure out what the best option and when is. But I think that we can comfortably say that Larry Tanguay has played his last game as a Shark, unless we get like 2 injuries in one game within the next week or something. But I'd like to at least get to game number 22. Since we originally went through 11 games, I want to get to 22 games. So this is game number 14 against the Stars. Game number 22 will come against the Buffalo Sabres. We're currently 9-3-3. So we'll simulate up to that date and see what happens. Nice little homestand before we go on the road. 3-2 victory against the Stars in San Jose. Then we host the Coyotes, Blackhawks, Penguins, and Capitals. Coyotes are 7-7-0. We get another 3-2 victory right there. Blackhawks are 5-7-0. We're hosting them. We beat them 4-2. Now 3 games in a row. We've had nice streaks of victories with only a couple of losses in between. 6-2 victory against the Penguins to make it 4 in a row now. And then a 3-0 shutout of the Washington Capitals. No regulation losses in a little while now. But then, of course, there it is on the road against the Senators, followed by a 7-5 win against the Detroit Red Wings. And on the road against the Bruins, we win 3-2 in the shootout. Now, here we go against the Sabres for game number 22. We're atop the Pacific Division. The Canucks are right behind us. The Sabres are 13-7-3. We're 16-4-1. Lovely record. First period, 2-0 Sabres. Second period, still 2-0. Habsheet in between the pipes for us tonight. There's Chaz Lucius with the first one past Kochetkov to get us in it. And there's Cole Lind to tie it up at 2. That's what we've been needing to see in this third period after 40 minutes of getting stonewalled. Here in the third, power play opportunity for the Sharks, killed off by the Sabres halfway through the third. Power play once more for the Sharks. And that's a power play goal from Chaz Lucius for his second of the night. 5 minutes to go. Are we marching back and climbing back from down 2-0? Yes, we are. Bedard adds one more past Kochetkov from down 2-0 to a 4-2 victory. 4 unanswered goals in the third period. Shots end 36-33 in our favor, and there's win number 17 on the season. 2 goals and assists from Lucius, 31 saves from Habsheed, and a goal and assist for Connor Bedard. 4-2 the final to officially have a record of 17-4-1 through 22 games. Let's pause and check out the standings. So here we are through 22 games. We sit atop the NHL with 35 points. The Vancouver Canucks are behind us by 1 point in the West, in the Pacific, in the NHL, everywhere. Scoring 3.734 per game and only allowing 2.14. Amazing defense. The goaltending has been rock solid thus far. Power play of 27.4 to lead the league, and pounding kill of 88.1 to be among the top in the league as well. Wonderful stuff. Looking at the point totals now, leading the way is Dylan Larkin. Look at him! 30 points in 22 games from Dylan Larkin. Wow. 9 goals, 21 assists. Samu Ranta, 14 goals and 25 points for him. Bedard, 25 of his own. Chaz Lucius, 23. There's 4 point per game plus players. Amazing. All with great shooting percentages. Tomas Hertl, 20 in 22 from the now 36-year-old. Love that. Quinn Hughes, 19. Eklund, 13. Carcillo, 12. With only about 11 minutes of ice time per night. 12 points in 22 games. Glass 12, Kalinin 11 plus 13, Cole Lind 8 points in 11 games, welcome back. Tyler Madden 8 points, what an absolute tank. Semenov, 7 points. Good for him. 7 and 22 from Mikola. 4 for Kiviharu. Tange, we know we're done with him. Rodin, 2 assists and a +7. Pickering, 1 assist, -3 through 11 games. Kniazev, no points, +5 through 11 games. Ricky Brain, 1 assist, +4 through 22 games. That's it for the skaters. Goaltenders now. Hornquist, wow, look at these numbers. 11, 1-1 with 2 shutouts is Torsten Hornquist. 929 save percentage and 1.94 goals against average. While Don Habschied is 6-3-0 with 1 shutout, 915 save percentage and 2.35 goals against. I would think Hornquist should be getting more starts. It's 87 versus 83 in terms of overall, but Habschied's been getting his fair share. I don't want to go too deep into the numbers of the whole league and everything, because I want to keep the episode shorter, but just to say, through 22 games, things are looking great, and I think that we can be confident with this lineup. So moving into the month of December now, we'll keep Ricky Brain with Kniazev for the moment. Let's go see Vancouver in a couple of weeks' time. We lost 4-3 in overtime against them last time we faced them. December 1st, yes, very good. At home to take on the Calgary Flames. We're on a 1. I missed it. I think we're on like a... Oh, hold on. Now a 7-4 victory. That's 4 in a row. 9 of our last 10. And 14 of our last 16, I believe. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy. Let's keep on going. 7-4 win there at home against the Flames. Now we're at home to take on the Flyers before we take on the Blues at home as well. We beat them 4-1. They were a losing team. Looking for win number 20 in game number 26. Here we go against the St. Louis Blues at home. And we beat them 4-2. Excuse me, in game number 25. 20 wins through 25 games. What a start to this year. And then a 9-5 victory against the Hurricanes. What? On the road now to take on the Kings. We beat them 5-1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning streak. Let's not stop this for a moment. On the road here against Vancouver, who are 19-9-2. Facing them in Vancouver. First period, 1-0, Samu Ranta. Second period, 2-1. Nolan Foote and JT Miller getting 2 past Torsten Hornquist. We're down 2-1 here in the third period. 1 goal lead for Vancouver. We're leading in the shots just slightly. 25-23. About halfway into this period now. Power play Vancouver. It's an extended opportunity for the Canucks. Very extended. My goodness. Whoa, when is this done? Then Samu Ranta scores. Okay, that's great. Hold on, let me pause this. What in the world was that? Okay, double minor. Wow, back-to-back double minors. 8 minutes of penalty killing. Sheesh. And then Samu Ranta, after all of that, ties it at 2. Shots 31-29. Crazy penalty killing, followed by a huge game-tying goal to at least get us a point. Overtime solves nothing. Shootout. The Sharks win it thanks to Chaz Lucius. Wow, what a game there in the third period. Really hunkering down. 2 goals from Samu Ranta, 28 saves from Torsten Hornquist. Both goals in this one, so the shootout winner doesn't count, so both goals going to Samu Ranta in this one. My goodness, the win streak continues. Let's just keep simulating. I have nothing to add here. I know we have things to think about with the defense and trading Tange, but hold on. Let's just keep on simulating while we have the momentum. At home to host the next 3 games, Calgary, Tampa, and Winnipeg. The Flames beat them 7-4. Now this time they shut us out 3-0 at home, but then we win. We bounce back the next night 3-2. The win streak comes to an end. Broken toe for Torsten Hornquist. That's unfortunate. Torsten Hornquist with a broken toe. This will now be what forces the Larry Tange trade, because now I'm going to call up Philip Lindbergh to back up Don Habschied. And then once Torsten Hornquist is healthy, I'm not sending Philip Lindbergh back through waivers. So once that happens, between now and the broken toe healing at the end of December, Larry Tange will need to get traded. So here he is, the backup extraordinaire, Philip Lindbergh, who in his NHL career with the Sharks, through 88 games played, is 59-19-5 with 4 shutouts, 910 save percentage, 2.63 goals against average. He's back! Backing up Don Habschied, who has taken a bit of a hit in terms of his numbers. So it'd be nice to have the veteran presence of 30-year-old Philip Lindbergh with him. Very good. Over the next, not too long actually. That broken toe won't keep him out for too long. Ooh, big 8-6 loss against the Winnipeg Jets. That's why his numbers. What? Hornquist? Already returned to the lineup? Okay, let me take care of this. I should be able to send down Don Habschied, correct? Just for a placeholder. Let me see this. Okay, so Don Habschied will get sent down. just for the roster for a moment. Let's make the Larry Tongue trade, and then we'll come back to Habschied and Lindbergh while Hornqvist continues to heal. All right, so here's a deal that I'm thinking about with the Montreal Canadiens, and hear me out on why I think it makes sense. First off, the Canadiens are a winning team. They're 18, 12, and 3, and they would definitely benefit from picking up Larry Tongue, an NHLer, for their top 9. Eugene Riley is also a prospect that they would like, a player that they could also probably get into the NHL. Medium top 6, 21 years of age, 77 overall grinder. He could definitely grow. He could definitely have a spot in the NHL, just not on our team. He didn't do great on the opportunity that he did have with us. His line chemistry isn't great as well with Avery, a guy that our coach who we want to keep. He's been doing very well in the AHL, so he definitely has promise. He has value. Now, the Canadiens get to dump Nicolas Aube-Kubel, who for some reason they gave $3.75 million. He has like negative trade value. That's what happens when you give crazy contracts to guys just because they're from Quebec. And they get to also give me picks that they want to move away because they want to go on a run. A second, a third, and a sixth to dump that contract. Plus, I am giving them value. They give me a defensive prospect who they have very little value for some reason. Lucas Bertuzzi, 73 overall, low top 4D at 19 years of age, playing down in the Ottawa 67s. Third round pick in 2028. They have him at very low value. They want to dump Aube-Kubel. So here, give me some picks. I'll give you value, cheap value in terms of AAV. And you get a ton of cap space going a playoff run. I don't know if this would go through, but I want to at least try it. Second, third, and a sixth in this year's draft with Bertuzzi and Aube-Kubel for Riley and Tongue. Montreal, not too much to deliberate about on this deal. I think the Montreal fans will think we came out ahead. I probably could have gotten more, but didn't want to cheese it too much. I know that Tongue and Riley do have value objectively, but I think getting a first and a prospect just to dump Aube-Kubel, I guess they really wanted to dump Aube-Kubel. So there we go. Merci Montreal. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Kent Hughes. Larry Tongue, Eugene Riley, all the best over in Montreal. Let's fix up our roster and keep on simulating. So now we have a first, a second, 2/3, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh. We had no... that seventh came from a different trade, though. So that really helps us to recoup value for this year's draft. We had no second, no sixth, no seventh. Now we have all of those things. So filling in the holes that we needed to get filled. We get another prospect in our system, and all that for eating a contract, being Nicolas Aube-Kubel, who will play in the AHL, whatever, then he'll expire. And the Canadiens get to free up cap space, plus they get Tongue and Riley. I think that has a lot of value for them. So there we go. We're back to full health. By the way, we lost 5-4 in the shootout to the Ducks. Is Hornqvist fully healthy yet? Not quite. So we'll keep Habschied and Lindbergh. I'm going to give Lindbergh the start as well. He hasn't played at all yet this season, so let's give him a start here against the Seattle Kraken. And by the way, if you saw Larkin's numbers there for a quick moment, he is currently at 46 points in 32 games. Ridiculous stuff. More assists than games played. Here on Christmas Day at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. Let's see if Santa can leave us with a nice big dub under the tree. First period, 3-3. Wow. Kalinin opens up the scoring. Merry Christmas. Then Severson and Ratcliffe make it a 2-1 game for Seattle. Then Tyler Madden ties it back up. Connor Bedard puts us up 3-2. And Ratcliffe, with his second of the period, ties it back up at 3. 3 goals on 9 shots past Kakkonen and 3 goals on 9 shots past Lindbergh. Second period, 5-3. Aaron Kiviharu and Cole Lind give us the 5-3 lead. We're up by 2 here in the third period. Ratcliffe, it's a Christmas miracle as Isaac Ratcliffe gets the hat trick, and then Josh Brook ties it up at 5. My goodness. 10 goals on like 44 shots, I think. 5-5 halfway through the third period. Shots 30 to 25 in our favor. We're pulling away. Power play opportunity here late. Let's get that Christmas miracle again. If you can do it, Ratcliffe, give it for Samoranta. Thank you, Santa. 6-5. Can we hang on? No, Santa, no. 6-6. Pierre-Olivier Joseph ties it up. 6 on 36 against Kakkonen. 6 on 31 past Lindbergh. Overtime! No scoring there. Shots end 38-34 through 65 minutes of play. Shootout! We come away with it, Chaz Lucius. Merry Christmas. And we win 7-6 the final. I didn't check the 3 stars in that one, but a lot of scoring. High scoring affair once more. 25 wins on the 25th. What a beautiful story. Oh boy, back to the calendar now. Hornqvist should be back for the next game against the Kraken, so Lindbergh and Habschied should split starts here against the Rangers and the Ducks. I'm going to keep going until he's fully healthy. I think it was the 29th if I remember correctly. So the Rangers are 17, 15, and 1. We host them and we beat them 5-1, followed by a 4-2 victory against the Ducks after they beat us in the shootout a week prior. We're 27, 6, and 2. Let's get Hornqvist back in here. Good to go. Let's keep on simulating. Currently sitting on a 3-game winning streak. And of course, you don't need to remind you how many wins in the last how many games. It has been an incredible couple of months here. Let's just sim. No game in particular that we want to go to. We'll find something to get into the month of January. Happy New Year 2030. And we ring in with a victory against the Seattle Kraken. 4-2 the final. Then a 3-2 victory in the shootout against the New Jersey Devils. Now hosting Larry Tongue and the Canadians as Aaron Kiviharu, oh, that's too bad, out for the next month with a concussion. So that means we're going to promote, I would think, Kniazev, because he has experience on that second pair from last year. Let's see it. Rodin would have better chemistry, +1. Yeah, with both of them, eh? Kniazev, 2 goals, 1 assist, +5. Ricky Brain, 1 goal, 2 assists, +3. But I also want to get Ricky Brain some ice time just to see how he does. So I think we'll figure it out as time goes. Let's try Rodin and Brain to start it off. And Kniazev and Pickering will continue as the second pair with Kiviharu out. And we'll see how it goes from there. So Ricky Brain at this moment, 1 goal, 2 assists, +3 through 38 games. We're about to pause anyway, for the halfway point. That's what I forgot we have to pause for. So the Canadians ends up being a 4-1 victory against the Canadians. 38, that's 39, 40, 41. So after the game against the Avalanche, we'll check out the halfway point. We are taking on the St. Louis Blues here. That's down in the AHL, no problem. On the road in St. Louis, the Blues are 14, 18, and 6. Of course, they beat us 2-1. Blackhawks are 19, 17, and 2. In Chicago, we lose 6-3. Then a 4-3 shootout win to get us back in there. Back-to-back regulation losses for the first time in a very long time. If maybe for the first time this season. Maybe back at the start of the year did that happen? Back-to-back regulation losses? I'm not seeing that anywhere. So at the halfway point through 41 games, we are 31, 8, and 2. On pace to go 62, 16, and 4. How would that be for a record, eh? Our franchise record, I believe, is 57 wins. But suffice to say, on pace for another President's Trophy. But hang on, actually. The Minnesota Wild, we have 2 games in hand over them, but they're 1 point above us. They are 30, 8, and 5 through 43 games, yes. So we're leading in the league in goals for per game at 3.84. 2.54 goals against per game, which is second best in the league. Power play of 29%, as always, best in the NHL. Love to see that. And penalty kill is down to 86.3. Not horrible, still top 10 in the league, but it is dropping a little bit, although it has raised in terms of comparison to the rest of the league. Looking at the points now, I haven't looked yet, and let's see, it's Dylan Larkin with 59 points leading the way through 41 games, on pace for 118 points. Bedard with 49, he's on pace to go around, he's very close. I bet he'll hit 100 with 25 goals. Tomas Hertl on pace for 84 points. Oh, man, through 41 games. Quinn Hughes, point per game plus at 42. Samu Ranta on pace for 48 goals and 82 points. Love it, point per game. Chaz Lucius has slowed down a little bit. Could be the ice time. I didn't give him any penalty kill time while he did have penalty kill time last season. But he has slowed down a little bit, and his shooting percentage has dropped a bit as well from like the 17.2% I think that it was at. Still on pace to get 68 points, which would be great, but he had 116 last season, so I'd like to see him step it up in the second half. William Eklund, I'd like to see him step it up as well, only 27, only 5 goals as well on the top line. Kalinin, 25 points and a plus 26. He's on pace for 50 points. Carcillo's on pace for 48 points with only 12.5 minutes of ice time per night. He gets power play time as well. Cody Glass on pace for 40. Cole Lind, 18 and 30. Semenov, 14. Love that. Madden, 14 points. Love me some Tyler Madden. Mikola, 10 and 39 with a -3. Kiviharu, 8 with a +7 and 38. Rodin, 5 with a +4 and 41. Hey, Ricky Brain scored a goal in the last 3 games. He has 4 points now. Kniazev, 3 and 30. Pickering, 1 assist, -6 through 14 games. Goaltenders, Hornqvist is 21, 4 and 1 with 2 shutouts, 922 save percentage, and 2.16 goals against. Habsheed 8-4-1 with a shutout of his own, 8.99 and 2.89. While Lindbergh has 2 victories, that's great, but an 862 save percentage, almost 4 goals against average. But hey, he came in and got 2 wins in the games that we had him play in, so that's all we can really ask for. At the halfway point, on pace for 62 victories. Let's keep on simulating. I was thinking of taking a break just in my own life between the first half and the second half. I was going to go to bed, do this again tomorrow night, but no, we got to keep riding the hot sim. When the simulation is running, if you play enough franchise mode, I think you understand this. When you are on the hot simulation, you just got to keep riding it. So no bedtime yet, and that means this upload is coming on Thursday instead of what it would have been on Friday, so lucky you. Hold on. Now we got to pause here. Now the AHL glitch is happening. AHL, NHL, AHL, and we're back. 8-0 shutout against the Predators, and then a 6-1 win against the Vegas Golden Knights. What a team this is! What a team this is! Without Drouin, without Buchnevich, we are still finding a way. Against the Coyotes, who are below 500, we shut them out 5-0. How do you do? Kings were taking... Actually, hold on, pause. I keep forgetting at the 17th I had to stop, so I just missed it by a couple days. 3-0 shutout and a 4-2 victory. At the time of that 3-0 shutout, that was 3 shutout victories in our last 4 games. We are now on a 6-game winning streak after that 4-2 win against the Predators. I gotta pause here to update the scouting. It was the 17th, just a couple days late, but I'll pause here, update the scouting, then we'll continue. Ooh, all right, little 20-minute detour, but that's taken care of. What we do in the name of good scouting, huh? All right, 5 more games until we face probably our biggest opponent for... Actually, Minnesota's coming up. They're our biggest opponent for the President's Trophy. Yeah, they are. There we go. So 5-2 win against the Red Wings. Lovely. We are 37-8-2 now against the 34-10-5 Minnesota Wild. We have 76, they have 73, and the Maple Leafs have 68 points. So here we go, a huge game hosting the Minnesota Wild. This may be one of the deciding factors in the President's Trophy race. Here we go at home. First period, 2-1 Sharks. Carcillo opens it up. Kalen Addison ties it a minute and 50 seconds later. But then Tomas Hertl gives us the lead. The captain, thank you very much. Second period, 2-2 game. Trent Frederick ties it up. Shots were 24-17 after 40. Jakub Vrana gives Minnesota the 3-2 lead. Now power play Sharks early on in the third period. Killed off by Minnesota. We're out shooting the Wild 28-20 around the halfway mark. Still down by 1. No goals for in our favor here in this third period just yet. With 5 minutes to go, we are looking for a hero. I'm looking at the top 6 to carry through, and there's Connor Bedard with 58 seconds to go, tying up this game and pushing it to overtime, giving us that extra point. There's that clutch presence that we need. Shots 31-26 at the end of regulation, and we have a tie game. Overtime solves nothing. Shootout, we take it. We are undefeated in the shootout in the slow sim. Shots end 32-30. Ranta and Lucius score goals in the shootout, and we come away with it. Bedard with the game-tying goal. Carcillo a goal. Cole Linden assist to get the 3rd star. All right, how about that? The winning streak continues. Now on an 8-game winning streak. Let's go see the game again. We'll sim through the game against the Maple Leafs in Toronto, go through the All-Star break, and then we'll host them back in San Jose. So 4 more games between now and then. We are 38-8-2, 4-3 shootout victory, another big shootout win. We are deadly in the shootout. On the road against the Devils, then on the road against the Islanders. Mild concussion for Cody Glass. He's only out for a couple games. Nothing serious. Luke Cunnin drawing back into the lineup. A little reward for Tyler Madden. Let's go ahead and promote him to the 3rd line, and Luke Cunnin will play 4th line just for a couple games. He's not gone for long. All right, here we go. Let's see what Luke Cunnin can do back in the lineup. 3-2 loss. There goes the winning streak, unfortunately, but then it bounced right back with a 3-1 victory. Maple Leafs are 34-10-4, but we did get win number 40 there. Very important to note after 40 wins through 51 games. My goodness. Facing the Maple Leafs at home, we shut them out 4-0. How about that for a power statement? Cody Glass fully healthy and ready to go. Cunnin, baby, what do we got? 2 games, 2 goals on the season. What? Did he play in both those games? Luke Cunnin, man. This guy I love when he just slots into the lineup. But I don't know if I can keep him. Oh, Madden's been great. 9 goals and 17 points in 52 games. I don't think I can do it. But I love Luke Cunnin, and he will continue to be a utility guy for us. Very happy to have him as the 13th forward. Just, I don't know, not enough room for him at this moment. Carcillo and Lynn doing well in the third line wings. Mikola getting his power play time to supplement fourth line minutes. Things are working out in the bottom six for us right now. All right, so keep on simming through the All-Star break. Kivi Haru is also fully healthy after the All-Star break, so I think we'll just take Pickering back out. Let's see how Ricky Brain ended up doing. He had 1 goal and 2 assists in 38 games. Now, through 52 games, he got 1 goal and 1 assist in 14 games. And was, did I say +5? Now he's +9? Yeah, nothing crazy. Ricky, thanks for doing what you could. Pickering, meanwhile, 1 goal, 5 assists +3, and Kniazev 2 goals, 2 assists +6 in 41 and in 25. So, I don't know. We'll do the swap back what we had going there. Pickering will swap back with Kivi Haru, keeping all of these things in mind as we carry out our lives. Here we go, hosting the Maple Leafs. Philip Bystedt being offered back to us by the Red Wings. No, thank you. Okay, the Leafs are 34-11-4. We shut them out 4-0 in Toronto. They now come here to San Jose. And next week we face Minnesota. Hey, what are the odds? We face Minnesota, Toronto, Toronto, Minnesota. 1 per week. Here we go. First period. Wow. 4-0 Leafs after the first period. 4 goals on 10 shots past Hornquist. Well, 3 on however many through 10 minutes past Hornquist. And then on Habsheet another one. Oh my goodness, we outshot 10-3. 3 shots, 4 in that first period. Second period, anybody have passion? 6-1. Thank you, Tomas Hertl, for getting 1 goal. Let's just call it. My goodness, 6-1 the final. What in the world was that? That was the worst showing this entire season. What in the world? 3 goals on 3 goals on 6 shots against Hornquist, and 3 goals on 25 shots against Habsheed. That really ruins your numbers. Whoa, and how are the plus-minuses in this one as well? Who was struggling the most? -2s from Hughes, Lucius, Eklund, Kivi Haru, and Bedard. But it was pretty evenly spread. Plus, they had a couple power play goals. Yikes. Some more slow sim issues. Let's go back to the calendar sim. We'll face Minnesota again, and then we'll get back into slow sim, calendar simming until the trade deadline. We face the Kings on the road between now and then. 3-1 regulation loss. Second time this season that we lose back-to-back games in regulation. We're 41-11-2. The Wild are just 6 points behind us. 36-12-6 is their record. Hosting them at home after beating them, I forget by what score, beating them last time. Let's do it again. First period, 1-1 after 20, Carcillo and Kaprizov. Second period, 2-1 Wild, Kaprizov second of the night. Habsheet allowing 2 on 18 so far. We have 1 on 23 past Wallstedt. Third period action now. We need a goal. Nothing coming since that goal from Carcillo. Power play for the Wild here in the third. We kill it off. Very nicely done. Then Atkinson gets an even strength goal, and we're down by 2. Our first 3 consecutive regulation loss stretch of the entire season, unless we have a big comeback in the last 5 minutes here. We need a hero in the final couple. Nothing coming. Hold on! Dylan Larkin? No. Shots end 32-28. And we have a 3rd consecutive regulation loss. That is unacceptable in a season like this. Kind of half joking, but at the same time, come on now. Being outscored 12-4 over the last 3 games. Come on now. Let's sim all the way to the trade deadline. We'll see what happens between now and then. But let's get back in it here. Let's go. 1-1 and 2 goals for. Panthers fire their head coach, Xander Seal. Nice knowing you, Xander. As we keep on simulating through the month of February 2030. Penguins on the road beat us 5-3. Then the Predators fire their coach, Antoine Lambert. Weird time to be firing. Thank you. 5-1 win against the Caps to stop the 4-game skid. Then a 5-2 loss on the road against the Lightning. Montreal Canadiens beat us 6-5 in overtime. Now the Panthers, bottom of the league, 15-38-5. On the road. Thank goodness we beat them 6-2. I was ready to stop the sim. Games against Ottawa and Buffalo between now and the trade deadline. Can we go into the deadline with 45 wins? Senators are 22-29-7. We beat them 6-3. Thank you. Buffalo Sabres, last game before the deadline. They are 33-25-5 at this moment. We beat them 5-2. All right. 6-2, 6-3, 5-2 wins. That's what we want to be seeing. 45-14-3 is our record at the deadline. Honestly, I usually like to do my due diligence, get some depth and all that, but I like where our team is at. I don't think there is anything to do, even if there was a crazy option out there. I think our bottom six is doing great. I wouldn't want to scratch anyone right now. In a year where we were on pace for 62 wins at the deadline, and we're on pace to still hit 60, I think, with 20 games to go this season. We'd need 15 wins. I don't know if we'll get that, but just to say we're on pace to get a high 50s winning season, on pace for another President's Trophy at the moment. I think we can hang on tight, keep sailing the ship as we have. Both the Wild and the Leafs are 4 points behind us. But yeah, we'll sim through the deadline and see what the rest of the league ends up doing, but we will stand packed. Vancouver placing Carl Henriksen on waivers, and we lost connection to the EA servers. Oh no. Carl Henriksen, 78 overall, expiring deal. No, not necessary. We will decline that. Thank you very much. All right, checking out around the league, and I see a big one right off the bat. The Ducks trade Jonathan Drouin and Justin Barron, two current Montreal Canadiens, to the Maple Leafs for a second and a third. So Drouin in Toronto now. Wow, wow, wow. Zach Werenski going to the Panthers, to a bottom-feeding team for Lundell and a fourth. That makes no sense. Josh Norris and Wallstrom going to the Capitals. Travis Dermott to the Rangers. Podkolzin going back to Vancouver. Schmaltz to Boston. Jet Wu to Montreal. Kerfoot to Edmonton. Bystedt going to Ottawa, our good friend. Carter Hart going to the Canadiens, maybe happening in the real world one day. Johnny Gaudreau going to the Vancouver Canucks. There's a big splash from Vancouver. Cole Perfetti going to Detroit. Jake Sanderson to the Devils. Wow, big moves right there. So the stronger teams definitely getting stronger. Some weird moves, but the stronger teams getting stronger. Let's keep on simulating towards the end of the season. We're in the final stretch now, so let's just start getting through the last 20 games or so and see what the calendar sim has for us. On the road against the Jets, we beat them 3-1. Facing Vancouver now in the first of a back-to-back against them, and then Vegas. 4-2 win on the road, followed by an 8-4 victory in Las Vegas, and then a 3-1 victory in Vegas a couple nights later. Hosting the Oilers now, 3-2 victory. Hosting the Oilers again a couple nights after that, and that is a 3-1 victory. All right, let's keep it going. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game winning streak. Strained hamstring for Rodin. 9-game winning streak that was kind of snapped by a shootout loss, but still no regulation losses in the last 10 games now. So with Rodin out for a little bit, Kiviharyu is going to take that spot on the left side. Let's go Kniazev up here, because I've liked Kniazev with his added ice time last season. Yes, that's true. Brain's going to play with Pickering on the third pair, and we'll see how that goes. By the way, Boris Kalinin up to an 87 overall. Pickering and Brain get a -3? No, that's not possible. That's definitely a glitch. If I exit and come back in, it won't be like that. No way they have a -3. Any other overall boosts? No. All the other overalls are the same, and same for the goalies. All right, just Kalinin, who's up from 86 to an 87. Great to see goaltender growth, because that can be a little rare sometimes. 4-3 win, 8-5 win, 12 games in a row with no regulation losses. Let's keep the scoring coming. 53 wins on the season. We could still hit 60. Dax down there, Curzon Dax. The ancestor of Curzon Dax, injured. Dax Williams down in the AHL. 3-1 victory against the Anaheim Ducks. Now 13 games with no regulation losses. Make that 14 with a 4-2 win in Anaheim, taking on St. Louis. Let's fix that down in the Barracuda. There we go. Then we got to pause, go back, switch calendars. NHL, AHL. Senators fire their head coach. Big news. Hold on. Switch back. It was a 4-3 overtime win. Wow, the streak continues. Let's just keep on going. No need to stop for a second. No slow sims, nothing. Rodin fully healed and back. Great to hear. Okay, back to full health. Always love to see that as we're moving into the final month of the year, the month of April. 9-2 win against the Blue Jackets. Wow, Caleb Jones. 1 year left at $1.25 million on waivers, 79 overall. Because if we got an injury on defense beyond the 7th D, AHL, we have nobody. You know what? Caleb Jones, get in here. Why not? We have the money. No reason why not. Just to add an 8th defenseman that we could be a bit more comfortable with. All right, Caleb Jones. 10-1 against the Blackhawks. What is happening? Then a 2-1 win. 8-7 shootout win. How many goals are we scoring per game? There's 60, ladies and gentlemen. 60 wins on the year. We are on a 9-game winning streak, and actually we're on back-to-back 9-game winning streaks with only a shootout loss in between. 9 consecutive victories, shootout loss, 9 consecutive victories. We've won 18 of our last 19 games. With 4 games left on the season, we were projected to get 62 at the halfway point, and now we have 4 more games to get that, maybe even surpass it. 7-3 victory against the Kraken. There's 10 in a row. Vegas, there it is, beats us 5-3. Our first regulation loss in like 20 games. Then the Kings, we beat them 5-4 in the shootout, and there's win number 62. Already the best season in franchise history. Can we make it 63 and make the second half better than the first half? Let's do it here against the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton. First period, 1-0 Oilers. It's Draisaitl on the power play. Second period, 1-1. Cole Lind tying it up on the power play. Shots 22-18 in our favor, and it's a tie game after 40. Third period to get win number 63. Connor Bedard on the power play. He wants win number 63. Looking for that 4th consecutive President's Trophy. Halfway through the third, Tyler Madden makes it 3-1. Up by 2 in the final few minutes of this third period. What a season here in San Jose. Power play late for the Sharks. Make it a Cody Glass empty netter. And the Sharks win it 4-1. 30 save performance from Don Habsheed. Donnie! 3 assists from Quinn Hughes. Ladies and gentlemen, your 63, 15-4 San Jose Sharks. What a year. What a year. The best record in franchise history. Let's take a moment to break it all down. Looking at the entire NHL, there it is. Wow, by 14 points. A team with 55 wins isn't even close. 130 points for the San Jose Sharks. I'm sure we beat some of the Bruins' 2022-23 record throughout the year. If you want to go back and check it out, feel free. Wow, 4.12 goals for per game. That's crazy offense. 2.55 goals against per game. Best in the NHL. Best offense and defense in the league. What a year. We got to have a deep run. Power play ends at 29.7%, almost in the 30s. Wow. Once again, leading the league in that regard. The penalty kill at 85.6 continued to drop, but actually continued to rise comparatively. So it ends at the highest that it's been, while it's at the lowest percentage that it's been. Interesting, 85.6. At home, we went 33-6-2 on the year, 39-2 on the road, and we end with a 9-1-0 record in our last 10 games. A 4th consecutive President's Trophy, and what, the 5th in franchise history? Ridiculous. Checking the points now. I haven't looked yet. And 107 from Dylan Larkin. Oh my goodness. Dylan Larkin. Welcome to San Jose. Welcome to San Jose. Career high number of assists and points for the 33-year-old. I would love to keep him, but I think it's going to be a crazy contract if he wants to sign to stay. Wow, he really performed in that contract year for him. Not even a crazy shooting percentage. 107 points, 35 power play points, only averaging 18.33 per night. Ridiculous numbers from Dylan Larkin. Connor Bedard, 54 goals, new career high for that regard, I believe, by a good margin, but unfortunately 1 point shy of that 100 mark. Yeah, career high by far. 46? Yeah, last season's 46 was his career high. 54 goal season for Connor Bedard, a big goal scoring season, shooting at 20.2%, 40 power play points as well, wow, and 20 minutes of ice time per night, that's it. 99-point season from Connor Bedard, 86 points in 82 games for Quinn Hughes. You have to think that's a 3rd consecutive Norris for him. Samu Ranta, in his sophomore season, scores 45 goals and 83 points. Take a bow. Take a bow, Samu. Tomas Hertl at the age of 36 goes point per game plus. Can you believe that? Is that a new career high for Tomas Hertl? It is. It is. Last season, he ties his career high at 35 years of age, and then at 36 years of age, a new career high for the captain. 83-point season for him. Ridiculous. Chaz Lucius takes a step back this season, but still 31 goals and 81 points in 82 games. I'll take that from Chaz, no problem. William Eklund did pick it up a little bit. He's on pace for 50-some points. He ends with 63. So we'll take that from William Eklund, averaging 19.39 per night. Justin Carcillo, with 12.58 per night, scores 25 goals and 51 points. What a rookie season from Justin Carcillo. Great pickup. Shout out to the assistant GMs who recommended him. What a pickup. 1 year, and he's getting buried by Detroit. He was furious, playing fourth line minutes in the AHL, gets put on the trade block, comes to San Jose, goes almost point per game in the AHL, and then a 25-goal, 51-point rookie season. My goodness. Cody Glass, 45 points. Great to see that. Cole Lind, 45 and 71. Welcome back, buddy. After the last couple seasons were tough. 38, 27. He scores a career high in points in only 71 games as well. Well done, Cole Lind. Getting those power play minutes really helped. Kalinin, 44 points and a plus 43. Oh, wow. Career highs from Boris, the Latvian Leviathan. Incredible. Semenov. Victor Semenov, 32-point rookie season from him as well. Yes. Wow. Wow. Free agent pickup. Second round pick in 2023. Great signing. I gotta say, I hate patting myself on the back too much because it's always a collective thing. I'm really content with a lot of decisions out here. Mikola, late draft pick as well. 28-point rookie season from him. Tyler Madden, what a legend. 26 points, 14 goals as a fourth liner. There's just something special about this guy. Rodin had 21 points and was a plus 12 in 78 games. Better than last year, but still not quite those numbers that we've seen from him in the 30s, you know? And that was with ice time of in the 20s. This was 1837. Okay. Ricky Brain, 13-point plus 21 rookie season. Kniazev, 12 in 71. Kiviharju, 12 in 68. Pickering, 9 in 29. I like Pickering. I like him. Kind of 2 goals in 2 games. Goalies in this one. Hornquist. 43, 10, and 3 with 5 shutouts, 919 save percentage, 2.25 goals against average. Habshi did very well. I would have liked Tornquist to have played more, but he did very well. You got to play him if he's hot. 18, 6, and 1, and he's 83 overall. He has to play. 2 shutouts, 901 save percentage, 2.84 goals against average. What a season. Let's compare it to the rest of the league. Do we have hardware? Maurice Richard, Art Ross. Let's see it when we compare it to the entire NHL. Dylan Larkin ties for the Art Ross Trophy. Tying with Leon Draisaitl for the Art Ross Trophy. What a year! That's another thing I gotta say. What a pickup in that regard. Picking up Dylan Larkin. Gotta just give myself a pat on the back once in a while. I don't like doing it too often, but I gotta do it once in a while. That pickup of Dylan Larkin. Oh my goodness. Also the assist title. No, Quinn Hughes gets the assist title, sharing it with Nick Suzuki with 78 assists. Most goals in the league, I saw, Hopkins, Dakota Hopkins. Sniper, he has 63 goals. So Bedard finishes second in NHL goals. Hughes leads the NHL, ties with Suzuki for the league lead in assists. And Dylan Larkin ties the league lead in points with 107. Plus minus, Hughes with a plus 51 leads the league. Power play points, that 40 points, from Bedard leads the league in that as well. Just looking at a few random things, always curious. Who else fights this season? Anyone fighting a lot? 13 fights from Kreutzer, 10 from Rutger McGroarty. There you go. And even Ricky Brain down there. How many did Ricky Brain have? 5 fights from Ricky Brain. There you go, buddy boy. Checking out the goalies now. Let's see that category. Leading in wins is Vladar with 45 as an 83 overall. Wow, Hornquist second in that category. Let's see minimum 40 games played, or even minimum 50 games played. Sorting by save percentage, we see Spencer Knight, great numbers from him, but Hornquist had the better goals against average and just a slightly worse save percentage. I would think that Hornquist at least is a finalist for the Vezina this season. Great numbers from him, so it's going to be tough to sign Hornquist and Larkin and soon Ranta. Oh boy, not going to be easy to pay that price. And also looking at rookie skaters, where did Carcillo rank? He was tied for the league lead in rookie scoring, 51 points. So Carcillo, you would think he has a shot at the Calder Trophy. At the very least, another Shark getting a Calder nomination. Maybe even Habsheed as well getting a nomination out here. Sorting by wins, Grabeshkov was actually like their starter, but he didn't have a great record. But yeah, maybe Habsheed definitely getting some votes at the very least. And just closing out the look at the points by seeing a couple of our old friends, 2 of the biggest ones we'd want to see. Pavel Buchnevich over on the Detroit Red Wings leads them in points. Wow, goes point per game. Yeah, makes sense why he would have gone out and gotten the contract that he did. Point per game with the Red Wings. I tip my hat to you, Mr. Buchnevich. And then the Maple Leafs, who picked up Jonathan Drouin. Let's see what he ended up doing. 53 points in the year for Drouin. slowing down with his age now. With the Ducks, he had 41 points in 61 games, then 12 points in 20 games with the Maple Leafs. That's a very fair season for Drouin. Very nice, 53-point year from him. So, what a season. It's been a long enough episode. Let's close it out by seeing who our opponent will be in round number 1 as we look for another deep run. We head into the year number 8 postseason with 4 consecutive President's Trophies, and in the last 4 years, we have reached the Western Conference Final or further in each of those times. So in this 5th season, we'll try to do it for a 5th time in a row here in year number 8. And in round number 1 for the 2030 postseason, we will be facing the Chicago Blackhawks. We have a history with them. They went 44, 33, and 5 on the season. Let's just quickly look at their lines. If I remember correctly, there is certified Bello channel and franchise mode legend Eli Tolvanen in the lineup, who did get X Factors over the offseason. I added those. And they even signed Andrei Sveshnikov. Wow. To a big contract. Yeah, so Tolvanen, Nazar, Sveshnikov, Leddy, who's this guy? 78 overall. Edwin Leddy, okay, with 4.5-star shooting. Dvorsky Stone 2nd. McLeod, Chimera, Ennis on the 3rd. Jameson Reese, legend in the Seattle Kraken franchise mode. Reese, Dickinson, and Emil Heineman on the 4th line. Defense, Korchinski, Jones, Kreutzer, Pedersen, Ouellet, and Jordan Greenway as a forward with a 71 overall. So that should be a place where we take advantage. They have a lot of injuries. Yeah, Reeson, that guy with the 5-star puck skills, he's out. Schumacher, Palmieri, and Stankoven, Kenneth Palmieri, all injured at the moment. Do they still have Saros between the pipes? Yes, they do. Yusei Saros backed up by Alex Nedeljkovic. All right, so we'll see them in round number 1 on what will hopefully be a great postseason episode. I'll close it out by also just looking at the expiring contracts. Let's keep this in mind moving forward, as it would be expensive. But next season, we would have, let's see, $26 million to play with. Larkin wants $15 million. Yeah, for good reason. I don't know if we can do that. Do we give him like 1 year, $18 million? I don't know. Tomas Hertl, if we keep him, he wants 7.8. Boy, it would be costly. Luke Cunnin wants 1.2. That's reasonable. Kniazev, 3.3. That's getting a bit expensive now. Pickering would be an RFA who wants about the same. Haikila, by the way, forgot. Look at this growth. What? Nico Haikila, 209th overall. He's grown to an 80 overall. What? 29 points in the SHL in 48 games? Wow, okay. Unsigned, you have Haikila at an 80. Reese stays at a 75, but Haikila next season, again, another guy now pushing for the NHL. Boy, oh boy. And goaltenders, looking at them, Hornquist is now an 88 overall. Let me guess, he wants $14 million? Yeah, 13.275 for 7 years, but he would take 10.6 for 8. Could we sign him for like 8 point something for 8 years? If we qualify him long enough and make it happen? It could. It could work. But again, remember, we only have $26 million to play with. Larkin, Hertl, Hornquist, and a couple of defensemen. It's going to be a tight off season. But let's not think about that yet. Headed into the 2030 postseason, we have another President's Trophy, another Art Ross as Dylan Larkin will share it, possibly another Norris with Quinn Hughes, maybe a Vezina with Torsten Hornquist, the best regular season in franchise history with 63 wins. Let me know your thoughts down below. What was your favorite part of this season? Leave all your suggestions, of course, headed into the postseason, any and all of your thoughts down here in the YouTube comments or over on the Discord server. I'll close it out without the big outro, as it's been a long enough episode with the whole season in one thing. But for such a great season, please do leave a like here on the video, and of course subscribe if you haven't already to be made aware of all of our franchise mode career simulations and much more here on the channel. As I said before, in the last 4 years we have gone to the Western Conference Final or further. Stanley Cup Final loss, Stanley Cup Final victory, Western Conference Final loss, Western Conference Final loss. So we'll see what the 2030 postseason has in store, and I hope that you'll be along for the ride. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I look forward so very much to seeing you again in the next one.